What did you take away from your experiences in Tough, and how did that help you going into this fight?
What I took away from it, it's, you know, I've been a wrestler since I was 15 years old, and just being a wrestler and being in the seasons, you have to be able to make weight each and every week, every weekend, make weight, and then it's 1 hour turnaround. You make weight, you got to wrestle in an hour, and it's a tournament that lasts all day. So sometimes you might wrestle 6, 7 different times during that day. And so it wasn't that big of an adjustment for me to make the weight, you know, in a rapid succession like that, you know. But the thing is, ultimately, it's a fight, and so when you get in there, there's no type of sport that I think prepares you for the adrenaline that you're gonna have when you're in that cage. You are locked in there, and it's one man's gonna walk out the victor, and so it's you know, the show definitely prepares you and lets you know if this is really what you want to do in the future for your career.
Same again for Gray.
Kind of what I got, kind of similar answers before. The show just enabled me to have a different outlook on the game and in life in general. Since the show, I've just been changing things up. Just been trying to improve little baby steps every day, whether it's just, you know, a workout at the park or going to the gym. Every day I'm looking to improve. Like I said, I look at myself as a rookie, and I feel like my potential is very high, so I'm just going to continue to work.
And it appeared at the second that Hassan really came out determined and swinging. Did you sense that after a very frustrating first round for him, that he was coming out very aggressive in that second?
Yeah, I definitely knew that. You know, his coaches probably told him, you got to come out and you got to, because he can afford to take another round like that, because I knew he was getting tired. It's tiring to wrestle a wrestler, and I knew he was going to come out more determined, but at the same time, I was coming out more determined, and I just watched the highlights, and I didn't even know that I was even hurt at all. It was just by instincts, you know, I just do what I do every day in the gym, and took him down and ultimately got the finish.
You looked great tonight. You actually looked a lot better than you did on the show. Now, I'm just curious, did you make a lot of changes after the show, or was it just something about that format of, you know, and performing in front of everybody at the show that was different for you? Why did you seem to be markedly improved this time?
I don't want to get too much in before the show. I would just say that my head really wasn't into fighting. I was getting ready to change up things in my life before the show, and that kind of got thrown into my lap, and I couldn't turn it down. And after the show, I wasn't happy with either one of my performances, and after that, I was just working very, very hard, very diligently every day. And I'm going to continue to do that. I'm not taking anything away from the organizations that I fought before, but I kind of consider that semi-pro. I consider myself 1-0 as a professional right now. I consider the UFC like the majors, like the MLB or the NFL. So the way I look at it, I'm a rookie, I'm 1-0, and I got a lot of room for improvement, and I'm just going to continue to work hard and do my thing.
Well, I'm curious about some of the things that you want to change, and I don't know if yesterday after the weigh-ins, if that was real Bud Light or not. Was it?
I don't know.
You can't say no comment. You have to answer.
I can't say no comment?
No.
Shut up, Josh. No, I'm listening to Josh. No comment.
No, Josh.
It was a Bud Light can. That's all I'll say.
Okay. So, you know, again, this was something that we talked about on the show with you and the drinking thing, and everybody seems to want to put that on you, and then you come out and drink a beer after the weigh-in. So
I was just rolling with it. At weigh-ins, I felt very confident. I felt like I was going to go out there and win the fight and do my thing. And I'm looking to make a name for myself in any way I can. I'm looking to stand out, show out. And I was happy with my performance. I don't want to take anything away from Vicente, but I feel like I could have opened up a lot more. Whenever I don't finish the fight, I kind of feel like I lost in a way, as dumb as that may sound. So my cardio, surprisingly, I kind of got tired in the third round, which I worked very diligently on. I mean, I was doing a lot of running and swimming, which I never really done before. I mean, all the time. So maybe it was my nerves. Maybe it was like the experience factor. I'm not really sure, but I'm just going to continue to work on it. And every time I go out there, I'm going to look to finish.
was that choke anywhere close?
Yeah, it was close. Yeah, you know, he was throwing some knees too. I was I was trying to shake. I was trying to do a kind of trying to like sit out a little bit, and I didn't want. I know that's his choke too. I've studied film on him. He got one of my teammates, Nate Coy, in the show with that same choke. I know that's his move. So when he got me in there, I was very aware, and me and my coach Lebo have been practicing on that. So I was able to get out and turn it around.
Cool. Well, good job. And Kamaru, for you, you kind of mentioned this in the octagon afterwards about how, you weren't the guy that everybody thought should have been in there in the final fight. They thought it should have been Vicente. So how much did that play on your head when you were going into this, and in terms of added pressure maybe that you felt to deliver?
Not so much added pressure. It was something that, a little bit, it was a little tough to swallow initially, but, like I mentioned, not everyone's always going to believe in you. But the people that counted, which was myself and my manager, we believed in me. And so I just had to go out there and prove everybody else wrong.
I don't think there was any guaranteed contract on the line. Unlike past seasons, The Ultimate Fighter, the guy that fights in the finals, he wins, he's guaranteed a spot in the UFC. I never heard that as a stipulation of this season. So, I mean, were you coming in tonight not knowing if a win even earns you a place in the UFC? What was that like?
You want to take that down?
He's in the UFC. He's in the UFC, and it looks like all 4 guys will get another opportunity.
Fantastic. Well, I guess tell us what your thought process was coming in, and then I guess getting that news, what it's like now.
My thought process was to go out there and just do what I do and focus on the fight. I wasn't worried about the contract or the win or the money or things like that. That was just an added bonus. If I went out there and performed the way that I'm capable of performing, I knew everything else would follow suit. And so, that was just my main focus, was to go out there and do what I do best.
That said, getting the confirmation that you're in the UFC officially, was that a huge moment for you?
Yeah, that definitely feels better. Feels good.
And certainly not your decision to make, but the $300,000 prize. Have you heard anything about what the team intends to do with that money?
I'll let the boss man go ahead and figure that out.